Hello everyone, and welcome back to A Moment Remembered. My name is Rysick, and today we got a couple plans. I did a couple things in between episodes. I harvested some wolves. I collected some blue clay. I died horribly to some wolves. I swam through that really cool cave we saw in the last episode. Then I proceeded to almost die falling into a cave. I got revenge on the wolf that killed me. I collected some fire clay. I did the rest of the clay forming. Then I put all those into pit kilns. Put the straw as well as the fire or the logs on top of said pit kilns. And then let them all on fire. Alright, and now we're done with the recap, we have a little issue here. The pit kilns are done, but there seems to be some not so friendly looking creatures over there that if I go near the pit kilns, they will most definitely try to eat me. So we need to make some spears and handle them before we get into anything. Oh, there we go. Nap. And we can actually use these granite rocks to make spears. You can't nap with a piece of flint apparently on these spears. And then we'll make another one here. Go ahead and not cut this. You can see what I have to do every time I gotta make spears. Very tedious, so it'll be nice when we're able to make some stronger ones. So I have a couple plans for this episode today. Mainly, we need food. And we need it bad. These wolves that I'm occasionally killing drop, bushmeat, which can't actually be turned into any sort of better food source. You just gotta eat it straight up cooked. We need to grab some very specific items from over here. Mainly a cooking pot. We'll drop the fire starter and we'll grab a bowl. With these two items, we can do something very interesting. If we put the cooking pot in here, well, we gotta take the meat out first, so we'll drop the bush meat, put that there, and then we'll eat some of this bush meat, so we got at least a little food in us. Now, Vintage Story is a little different from Minecraft in the fact that you don't just get one good food source and then you're good for the rest of the time. You need to make meals. And that's what this cooking pot is used for. So if I put that in there, and put some turnips in there, you'll see it makes 3 servings of hearty red meat stew with boiled turnip. Now you could do this with all sorts of things. You could put, obviously, vegetables in there. You could do grains and make a porridge. You could put meat and make an all-meat stew. And depending on the amount of meat you put in here, in each of the slots, it will make a certain amount of servings. So you see I put 3 in each slot here. It'll make 3 servings. You can also put mushrooms in there. And what's cool about meals in Vintage Story is whenever you eat the meals, which, listen to this sound. Isn't that so satisfying? Whenever you eat these meals, they pause your hunger timer. So you'll notice that throughout the series, I've had to eat a lot, very often, because I'm running around like a crazy person, and it's just not very good overall. Oh, there's wolves over there. They are scaring me. But once you make a meal, it'll pause your hunger timer for a short while. I'm not exactly sure the amount of time, but oh, I did not want to sleep. So we're gonna go ahead and eat the rest of this bushmeat because we don't really need it. And we will wait for this to cook. All right, you'll see that this made 3 servings of a hearty red stew. Now, if we grab a crock from over here, ooh, you'll notice, well, this is not a crock, this is a vessel. You'll notice that if we take this meat stew, it says it's perishable. It needs to cool off a little bit. Once it cools off, it'll say a perish timer, so we can go ahead and grab a crock here. There's a crock. With a crock, you can dump the stew into the crock. And now it is sealed up. You can take this one step further. Once you put it in here, whenever you put food into a vessel, it lowers the timer. Food will last even longer when it's in a vessel, and even longer when it's in a crock. But you can take it even further, and if you seal the crock with some fat, this food, I believe, once it's on a shelf, this food will last even longer in here. So this is what we're gonna have to do when we go to make food for the winter, because we're not gonna be able to grow food. So I'm gonna go ahead and cook up another meal. So I wanted to show you something interesting, because last episode I spent a good 30 minutes looking for some blue clay, and we ended up finding not that spot, this spot over here, right next to the trader. I came over this hill and went this way and ended up finding a patch of blue clay right next to my base. Literally right here. And I also found an interesting mountain that I may want to settle at. Over here. That's a very cool generation, and I think it would be cool to build a house potentially up there at some point. But for now, we need a different house. And we also need to handle those wolves, because they keep scaring me every time I hear them howl. So I'm going to go ahead and build up some good weapons in order to take care of this little problem we have. Alright, so I found something very interesting when I was over here collecting some cattails and cattail roots in order to plant more over by my base. I found this little tree here. This is a pear tree, and once it's grown, I can take a clipping off of here and replant the pear tree, I believe. So that's really a neat find. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that. We'll do that. Oh, I should change that to fruit, because we got the fruit symbol. Super cool, right? But what I needed the cattails for was to make this, a crude bow. This is quite honestly not a very good weapon, but since we have some feathers at home, I can make up some arrowheads and make some decent arrows in order to take out those wolves. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so before night falls, I'm gonna want to take out these wolves and get my dirt out here so I can pillar up. Oh shit. Okay. Got one? Yeah, that's one down. There's a couple more though. Ugh, I can't aim. Come on. Come on. Ooh. Oh, that hurt. Messing them up. Oh. Okay. We need to run. Oh. That was horrible. I should have never jumped off that. Okay. Now I gotta go all the way back. Okay, so I've killed 2 of the wolves. I just need to find the 3rd one, because there's another one. There's also a baby one. Don't look. Oh, I got the 3rd one. Okay. 3 wolves down. I think that was all of them. I'm gonna go ahead and carve these guys up. And I'll be back. Alright, so the next point of action for this video is a better house, because that little wood shelter over there is not gonna cut it. And the material we're gonna be building this house out of is a pretty good early game building material known as mud brick. Specifically this dark mud brick. Or maybe we'll go with the light. Light does require sand. But these mud bricks, they're quite nice and they're fairly cheap. We just need a lot of clay and a lot of dry grass and a lot of dirt. So we're gonna have to be using a lot of shovels. Luckily, thanks to the power of video editing, you all won't have to go through the pain that I am having to dig all of this up with flint tools. So I will do a short little time lapse of me collecting materials. So I am back, um, and took the liberty of setting up a little outline of where our house is going to be. This is the shape of the house, and on these little side bits, it's not going to be very high, but up here is where the actual main house is. So there's going to be slanted roofs going to the actual house from both of these sides, and then one peaked roof up top. And the roof is going to be made out of thatch, which is just made out of dried grass. So I figured you guys would like to see me build this house up a little bit. Without cutting too much, but I will have to cut eventually because I'm going to run out of mud bricks. I did not make nearly enough, so this is what we have to work with. And I need to figure out where I'm going to be putting my windows. So firstly, I want all of this around here to be too tall. Now there's two reasons for that. One, it looks nicer to have a foundation. And two, well, with these mud bricks, I'll end up putting cobblestone around here and it'll actually make a foundation. But two, I can't make any glass yet. You need a special item for glass in quartz in order to make glass. Now we know where some quartz is, but we don't have the means of cooking this quartz yet. So I need to acquire that before we actually get into making windows. So next, we need to build this up more. So we'll have the floor on this level here. I want the inside of the actual house to be around 6 blocks tall. So a 5 block tall roof. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Maybe we'll go 5 instead and do a 4 tall. I feel like that'll look a little better. So then on these sides, I'm going to have a porch over here. And this will just be the basic entrance. So the door will maybe be here. And we'll offset it so it's a little more interesting. So we'll put the door there and then have a nice little porch here. So for these don't have to be very tall. These can be much shorter. In fact, I want it to be 3 blocks tall in this. So instead of 5 over here, we'll do 4. So that's 3, I believe. So that'll be 4. And we may actually make this 6 as well. Because I want a little variation between the sides. So over here, this will actually be 5 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so with that, I can actually get the sides of the walls mapped out. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. There's one. There's two. Now the reason I'm doing this is so we have more of a, like a wireframe for how the finished house will look. So we'll actually be heading over this way. And do this. And need to head over this way. To do that. So with that, that'll show the actual general shape of the house. So that's what we're working with. I don't know where exactly I'm going to put the windows yet. We'll go ahead and finish that as well. So that side is a little lower. This side is a little higher than that. And then this is the main house, which will end up having a loft up top. And that's where we'll put our bed. So I'm going to go ahead and gather some more materials and I'll be back with the rest of the build. All right, so I gathered a few more stacks of dark mud bricks. This should be enough to hopefully build up the walls of this place, and I should be able to put in a couple windows in order to save mud bricks. So we'll put one here. Ooh, okay. We're not going to put one there. Okay, that's already too thick, I believe, so oh. Oh! Hugged the wall and it saved my life. Okay. We need to put those windows in, but I don't have a good way to do some sort of scaffolding. So we are just going to go ahead and just finish up the wireframe here. Now we got a nice old wireframe. We'll go ahead and put some more mud bricks there and here. I think we're going to do one big window on this side. Like that. Or we could do that. This could be a nice little kitchen. Nice little kitchen area with some elevated windows. We'll put more like this. Now, I don't know if I want the windows to be that big. Maybe we'll do a wonky window. Maybe not. Okay, now we actually need to take this down to the ground. How deep do we want the basement? This is gonna be the roof, and I think I want a 4 deep basement. So we'll do 4 blocks down like that. Over here we'll do the cellar, I believe, and this will all be covered with a nice layer of like cobblestone to look like a foundation, so we don't actually have to worry about that right now. So next, I imagine I will do the roof. Okay, so maybe we may not do thatch roofing because it requires me to farm a different type of plant, so maybe we'll go with clay tiles instead. This requires even more clay and firing. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll make a clay tile roof. It's gonna be pain, but we don't have many other materials to work with, and clay is quite easy to gather. Just making the tiles is going to be a massive pain. So I will be right back after I've gathered all the clay tiles necessary to build this roof. All right, I am back, and I did a bunch of work off camera. This is several days later. I went ahead and finished the roof and did it with thatch, which was a pain because it required all of this specific plant over here, all that's in there, as well as this. This is known as a tool, and you use it to make thatch. But right upon finishing the base, oh, I hear a wolf. Right upon finishing the base house, I got rudely interrupted by a grizzly bear. So I just wanted to check in and give you guys this lovely sight, which is plenty of meat. I'll drop that and just grab the hides, and we'll go ahead and break the bones. Okay, now we can go ahead and dump a bunch of stuff into here. Got all this fat. There is a crock with stew in here, but I need to take this crock that's on me and hunt a little bit. But I'll go ahead and show you guys the base that I've been working on. So before the cut, I was saying that I wanted to potentially make the roof out of clay, just due to thatch being so hard to get, but accounting for all of the clay forming that it would have taken and all the extra work, it would have taken a lot longer to get this roof done had I decided to go with clay, because this was a big roof. Let me see if I don't think I have any way up there, but this is the house. It's got several slants going into each other, and on this side it does the same thing. It just goes into a flat wall instead. There's plenty of windows. You all saw that before the cut. And the floor is made out of strewn straw, which I'll show you the recipe real quick. Strewn straw. Some dirt and some dry grass, and it makes this. And here's the interior. I added some support beams. I'll end up adding a loft up here once I have planks, and this is a support beam that's not finished. But the house, for the most part, is able to be moved into. All I have to do is slap a door on it. So, anyways, with this weather, my name is Rysik, and have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya!